Welcome back to the GSL Code S. This is the round of 32, day 1 for Season 2 in 2014.
You're good at that, Artosis.
Thanks.
Does anyone else ever do intros like that?
No.
Okay.
Good reason, too. All right, here we go. Way Station, crazy map to start out on.
Yeah.
If it's close spots, Bbyong's going to be happy. If it's far spots, Dark's going to be happy. That's my prediction.
What do you think about this map, actually, in general?
I think that for entertainment value, it's amazing.
Same.
I think that for pro gamers, I would be very frustrated if I was a professional player that had to prepare to play on this map.
Well, it's hard because it's really 2 maps in one. And you have to prepare. If you're going to pick this map, which is why it's only been picked like twice ever in GSL history so far, like, one of which was today, and then he picked it and died.
Yeah.
You have to prepare 2 different ways to play on the map if you're going to pick it. But so your opponent might think about that. But as the opponent playing on the map, you usually just go, okay, well, I'm going to see what he does. I'm going to defend. I'm going to be fine. As the picker, it's kind of a weird thing to do. So usually the only time we ever see this map is when it's the first map in a best of series where it's not either player's pick. Yeah,
I think it's going to be one of the maps that we see the least this season. But again, I actually very much enjoy watching games here because there's just so much about it that's crazy. And like you have to take into consideration, we could have any game here. Like seriously, going into this could favor either player. Who knows what the hell strategies they have planned for both positions. It's fun times for us.
Yeah.
We whose careers do not depend upon this map.
We are just people spreading the word about what's happening on it.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Shine get close spawns on this map actually and go for a roach push and win. I think he was like the second player or the first of the 2 players to ever pick this map.
Not a bad strat. I think that roach-based openings in close spots, I think there's plenty of reasons why that can be good. It's long spots though, man. Like, how is Bbyong actually going to win that game? It's just like so far away. You can't just rally over and kill someone as good as Dark.
Yeah, and if you play too passively against somebody as good as Dark, he's going to have the bank. He's going to know exactly how to punish you for letting him get that gas bank.
Right, well, we are starting. Let's see who's going to be able to take it and what positions we're in. What map are we playing? We still don't know.
We don't know.
Way Station 1 or Way Station 2. Way Station. I would call this one 2.
Yeah, me too.
In the top left, he has to be happy. The map is huge. He is.
SK Telecom T1 Dark, Bbyong.
He's happy because he's just a real big Way Station fan. Because Way Station 2 doesn't really even have better graphics, but he's ready to upgrade. He's waiting outside Walmart.
I think it's prettier if it's these spots actually. In the bottom right, our Terran player.
CJN2's Bbyong, 정우영.
And Way Station 2 didn't really come out with any good games on it yet, actually.
Yeah.
No good games so far. I have to wait a little bit longer for that.
It's not released in my server yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Well, he's gonna just. Oh, I thought he was gonna take that base for a second. I was like, what?
He's drone scouting.
Yeah, he's just checking for proxies.
And you know, between the tower plus scouting down there, sees that there absolutely is none. Looks like it's a Reaper opening here from Bbyong, so.
Yeah, he also saw the location to the right side with his Overlord, so basically all of his bases are covered here. And I think this is reasonable because for Bbyong, he's like, oh god, it's Way Station 2, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I was hoping it was going to be Way Station 1. And look at that. That was actually a completely not greedy pool right there.
Yeah.
He just went hatch, right into pool.
He's even keeping that second Overlord at home for a little bit here.
Yeah. Well, I think he's looking at these positions and saying, hey, I absolutely can beat Bbyong on this map in these positions if I don't get screwed up early on. So he's just being like really, really safe. And I gotta appreciate that because I tend to agree with him as well. I'm not sure how Bbyong's gonna be able to do this because this map is even longer, even bigger than Overgrowth. Yep. And we saw Bbyong try to play a long macro game there with Bio against just a regular play from Dark, and Dark kind of stomped him. So
true.
Definitely could see a very similar game here.
Well, I mean, it's this fast gas. Dark is going to have really quick zergling speed. He's going to be able to zip around the map. and check anything he'd like. Deny, Hellion, harass. Third base on this map for the Zerg is still pretty far away. But once you get that up, getting it up is not as hard as it would be if the positions were closer, because it takes the Terran a lot longer to go over and pressure it.
Well, you know, we did see Maru, I believe. No, who was it that we saw? Like, just crush it, someone on this map. Actually, I think it was... Oh, maybe it was Flash. No, it was Maru during the global tournament. Yeah, he just kind of rallied over. And I think it was Impact that he killed. He just rallied nonstop and just microed well and killed the 4th. I don't expect Dark to ever have that happen on this map, personally. Something would have to go wrong early on to allow it to snowball into that.
I don't think that'll happen either.
Don't think so, but we will see. He's going for a 3rd command very quickly.
This map does have islands, but they're usually much more popular at Way Station 1 because you're much closer to your main base to take those islands.
Sure.
I don't think we're going to see that on this map, but if the game goes super long for any reason, maybe. But the only way that that really becomes viable is if we see mech play, I would say, and even then it's a bit tough against heavy Mutalisk play.
Yeah, I think in this matchup it's pretty tough to take islands, really. I think like in PvZ, that might be the best situation to take islands.
Yeah, we've seen that already
you
on
go
this.
Phoenixes and whatnot.
Yeah, we've seen this already on this map, and we've seen it in Pro League on Outboxer. You know, players taking it out. It's getting a little bit more popular because the tumors are removed.
And actually, at DreamHack Bucharest, Bbyong took it in a ZVZ, and I thought it was quite brilliant because he opened Muta against someone that didn't open Muta, and you never like go into Muta against Muta. That just doesn't exist. So
I didn't catch that game.
Nice.
Did he use Nidus to go there? Or
no, he just upgraded the Ventral Sacs because you know he had control with Mutas, and it's like, well, you're not going to kill this. There's no way to kill these island bases, and they really paid off for him.
That's cool.
I wish really smart.
I'm going to go back and check that out.
Definitely worthwhile versus Zanster.
Okay, versus Zanster.
All right, so Roachborn on the way. Look
Yeah,
at that. This is very interesting to me.
It's the last thing that Bbyong is going to expect. He might just do the 4 to 10 roaches, depending on how much he wants to defend against the Hellions to secure his very far away.
You don't think he's going to do an attack?
I'm just saying, you know, the chances. I feel like the chances of him doing an attack are pretty slim. I think he's going to make a few roaches to hold his base, scare Bbyong a little bit, and then just macro up. So I don't think he's going to make more than like say 10 roaches here, because he can still pressure with those, but it's not like a timing that he's trying to hit.
Yeah, I would say like he is going to move across the map with them. But yeah, I mean, this is actually not a bad choice. Like the roaches aren't that expensive, and they're definitely going to help him to get his creep spread out a little bit better. And of course, you know, counter pressure is nice. I don't know if he will. Actually, 6 roaches against this much. I'm not sure what he can really get done.
I think he's just going to try to intercept the Hellions and then maybe scare Bbyong at best.
Oh, kills a Hellion off there. Guess he's wanting those Hellions to chase him. Instead, he says, no, I'll go up this way for a moment.
And catch that one roach actually by itself. The Hellions can't actually deal with this. But now he turns the rest of the roaches around. He's keeping the roaches away from his wall, but it means the Hellions are being kept away from the Zerg's base, which is more important.
All right, well, right now he is getting regular upgrades, so it's not like he's going to go into Roach Hydra or something like that.
You know what? Bbyong is actually missing his upgrades. Okay, now he starts them. But there was a time where he was late
you're
on
right.
that.
Ooh, that hurts. You never want Zerg to be ahead of you in upgrades.
He had them for a while, but I think he was kind of focused on microing his Hellions because he had the resources for that.
Yeah, definitely a mistake.
That's kind of painful.
Well, right now, he's looking pretty good for Dark, I would say.
See,
you know, these roaches have done their job.
He fakes this a bit. I mean, not really faking it, but he shows this, and it's just like Blink Stalkers in PvT, where you're like not really sure how much he's committing. You have to kind of make those bunkers, or you might die with this fast 3rd CC with just a few Hellions to defend, and then the Zerg gets a 3rd base up and running. I think this is going to become more common in this matchup.
Well, I would say, especially on a map like this, it could be quite nice because look at that creep spread already. It looks fantastic. And those roaches really kept everything back. Otherwise, these units, he would have been the one putting on pressure. He would have been up there killing creep tumors, attacking queens, forcing Zerglings out. Instead, the roaches forced him into this kind of awkward position where now he has to go up here and there's like way more creep to deal with, and you know, just even the amount of extra scans he's going to have to use almost equalize some of the roach cost, at least some of.
Yeah. The time there. Well, I mean, this 4th base is kind of greedy, but because of the positions, because of the map, I would say it's going to work out for him. It's going to pay off. And the creep is already getting closer to that as well. Overlord speed is done. He's going to send those overlords that go into the top right to check everything. They're going to be spread out, and they're going to zone out any drop location. Probably going to also check the island just in case. He's already got an overlord to the bottom left island, sees that hasn't been taken. If it were, that would be crazy, but he's just making sure.
Yeah. May as well have something there. Scans do begin. Baneling's speed is almost done here, and 2-2 starts before Bbyong's 2-2, so really dark on top of things at the moment. His Spire just finished up as well, so now he can get into Mutas.
Armor coming out right now, actually, for the Widow Mines, and also the Medivacs.
And we do have a second factory, which I'm really relieved to see out of Bbyong. I think that's really important. He needs to really get his Widow Mine count up. If he wants to do a prolonged push across the map, it's definitely going to have to involve a lot of Widow Mines, I think.
Yeah, and he's going to need that upgrade. So if he does try to do that off of one factory, they can only make one Widow Mine at a time. Hurts his count too much. He's going to really need that second factory.
Yeah.
Building that tech left port right now, and he's not paying attention at all.
Oops. Big oops.
Oh, that's why, I guess.
Did another little attack.
But he gets damage done at both locations, it looks like. Only a few kills there at the bottom left, but still.
Yeah, well, losing a chunk of your army this early, with Zerg had basically just minimal losses there. So, yeah, look at that. His army loss is so cheap. Right now, Dark has to be feeling perfect. I bet you in Dark's mind, he's already like, well, as long as I don't screw up, this is mine.
Yeah. Even going to do another Baneling attack. Some of those SVs are already so low. Still has these roaches in his army, a little bit tanky. Their investment still continue to pay off. That drilling claws upgrade for the Widow Mines is starting to get closer to being done, so he's going to have that to help out. A few mutalisks are being made as well back at home, and with all the Overlord spread all over the map, it's pretty tough to actually get drop on. It's not perfect Overlord splitting, but it's decent, and actually this drop avoids most of it for now. But he's going to run into those when he goes left.
The thing is, maybe he'll be out of position enough that something will work out. We do have a lot of Banelings actually morphing right now. Flies right over them.
I think he saw them because he had them to boost at that exact moment. Yeah, it comes over here.
Look at this creep spread right now. It's really looking quite nice.
Sees this drop, going to clean it up. Creep, the Overlords, everything.
We do have the Mutas and Lings going up there. Doesn't want to get rid of that Medivac, but looks like for now he has to find it once again. He's trying to go over towards his 5th base.
A little small scan there, but he's only able to eliminate a little bit of creep. Nice, bring one Baneling there to clean up the rest of those Marines. These Widow Mines are actually in a good spot here to catch Lings.
Yeah, definitely could be useful. The roaches come over. He doesn't really care about those so much, so looks like he's just going to lose them without them really doing anything.
Hurts. Well, this attack over here is going to be shut down as well. Needs to bring the Mutas over. Bbyong is just, honestly, he's not splitting well. He seems just a bit flustered. He's not quite playing at his best right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his plan is at the moment. He is getting his 3-3s, trying to fortify a 4th base, trying to do some harassment, but, he was able to do, basically 0 economic damage so far this game. 84 drones right now for his opponent. Great upgrades, great creep spread. He's starting to fight back in various areas, but he's got to be careful, because if he starts losing stuff, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And he's already lost some.
Widow Mines were actually pretty nice. He's got a drop in the main base doing some damage here too. Picks up, attacking this location over here at the 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work, unfortunately, for him. Good amount of Mutas flying on the map right now. Yeah, he's going to want to pick off as much as possible as far as Medivacs go. Yeah,
this Medivac over here, this top part of the map is not getting away, no way, especially with the Queen here to support. The 2 Medivac drop that's over to the south is safe for now. Oh! Don't think he really saw those. That was some good shots
nice.
Again.
Yeah, that was actually really good Widow Mines. He needs lots of situations like that moving forward, I would say.
Ton of turrets over here. And a planetary.
Well, that's good. At least he's fortifying these bases. But, he is still down in supply a little bit. He's going to have to basically stay maxed. I think the way that if you're going to win a game like this, you're going to have to do a maxed push, then go back, make sure you're maxed in, max push, and just keep doing that and whittle Zerg down over time. through maxed confrontations, which is pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-3 that's coming up here is going to be a timing window for Bbyong to try to take some fights, but he hasn't been able to clear up the creep to lead the pathway to those fights the way he would like to. These Widow Mines are becoming a big problem. I'd like to see him clean those up right now.
Okay, there you go.
I liked watching it. I'd like to see him clean those up just then.
Well, we have Medivacs going in 2 different directions at the moment. Both players actually having pretty much a lot of minerals and gas getting banked. Well, I guess not gas for Terran quite yet, but that'll be on the way eventually.
Not that many minerals comparatively, but enough minerals as a Terran that you feel happy. Because, I mean, look at those mules. They just dropped you 3,500. He peaked at there. It's 3,700 at the most with all those mules at that base. They just turret it up.
I really like how Dark is just throwing down spores and spines everywhere. He really needs to stop these drops.
He did this in the previous series too. Like, he's really not afraid to make a ton of static defense. In the series that we saw previously in Game 2, he had so many up. We didn't really talk about it because it didn't matter because Bbyong wasn't able to even move out on the map to drop. But in the case where he's relying on drop almost primarily... Oh, that was not very good.
That was really good for Bbyong.
Yeah.
Well, does deal with those banelings quite well. Notice he's getting more and more supply. This is a very strong push that he's doing at the moment. He's got to be careful, though. That's a lot of banelings. You know, if he loses the chunk of his Marine army, like a huge chunk of his Marines, things will go badly.
Oh, they certainly will. There's just so many banelings here. He's not being too wasteful. That one engagement was a bit, but now he's going to come in here again, crashing through. Not a whole lot of Marines left to split here.
No, certainly not. With the mutas coming in from the side, he will be able to clean up the rest of this, it looks like.
And those Medivacs boosting get away at the last second.
And despite all that, you know, still pretty big bank left for Zerg player. Bbyong, on the other hand, not quite as big. Still, every time he drops mules does help quite a bit.
He's adding a bunch of extra command centers for that reason. The Dark has, looks like 6 Ultras about to pop out here. And his bank is pretty low as a result of that, so making more banelings is going to cost him.
Yeah, but when you have a bunch of Ultras mixed in and you're getting your 3-3 and chitinous plating, pretty crazy stuff. He's even adding in 5 Queens. And on this creep, like, you can't, with this type of army, engage Ultraling on creep. It will crush you no matter what. So
what he needs is a bunch of Marauders, but you know, even more so, arguably, a ton of Widow Mines, because Widow Mines are going to do a bunch of damage to those Ultras.
Yeah, Widow Mines definitely can't help. Definitely needs more Marauders, so that's a fact.
That's for sure. It actually gets a good hit off on those mutas, but again, it's not enough to actually kill them. So they are going to regen and continue to be a problem here. That was a good catch on those mutas again this time. These 6 Ultras, though, with only 11 Marauders, and a few of those actually may drop down over here to the Zerglings that are about to have 3-3. I don't know how well this is going to go.
Oh, yeah, this is not a good attack right there. Taking a lot of damage. In the meantime, actually pretty reasonable little attack here from Bbyong. He's sent a lot of units to their deaths right there.
He needs to actually get himself together here for a minute.
Yeah, I feel like suddenly Dark is losing a bit of control. He has like a Queen Ultra Muta army out in the middle of the map right now. Look at this, a bunch of Queens gonna be caught, and Ultra is caught in there as well.
He's actually just gonna turn around and fight this to try to like save himself.
You need Lings and possibly Banes in there as well. Like, the Ultras are not supposed to fight alone.
That was a very cool decision that we saw there, though. Like, that's a high-level programmer decision where he's like, all right, I have to lose every single Queen here to save the Ultras. This is exactly how you have to do it, where he tanked a little bit, used those transfuses to save the Ultra, get it away, and has to let the Queens go. He's going to lose this base over here.
You know, he really needs to actually get his army together here. Dark does.
Do you think
Bbyong is really playing a fantastic game at the moment. Look at this. He's going up to 5 bases of his own.
Do you think this is going to be Ravens coming out here, like BCs, with all these extra starports he's adding?
God, this is actually a very good question. If you can actually get to BCs against Zerg, they can be really, really nice. So I personally would really like to see that. And the fact that he's playing against Ultras may lead me to believe that a little bit more as well. But, you know,
could just be the infrastructure.
Ravens are quite nice late game.
It could be infrastructure for getting Vikings to deal with Broodlords later, too. That's a lot of spines. We talked about this earlier. Ends up helping out quite a bit against a drop like this. These command centers are starting to be picked off one by one by these Mutalisks. He has a lot to spare, but still, obviously not ideal to lose those. He's going to lose 2 Thors here, too. Pretty expensive. Doesn't waste any banelings on that.
Takes that right down. Notice the creep spread is not occurring anymore. In previous games, he was actually re-spreading, but Bbyong is everywhere, and you can't even really get a queen out at this point to actually do that. You know, he keeps attacking all over the place. Trying to take out this hatch, not going to quite work, but at least he's kept him down on 5 bases.
Yeah. Marauder not going to get out of here alive. Doesn't get the Infestor either.
Bbyong, by the way, playing a really nice game here, I have to say. I feel like he's playing a better game than what we saw earlier.
Resilient, careful. Ooh, I don't even think you want to tank that like that.
You would think a Zergling, but oh well.
Well, a bunch of spines here. The Trop's trying to find a reasonable place to go. He spots the drop, so he actually turns everything around. He's also wanting to catch these Marines here if he can. And no fungals there. That was a way late fungal on that. He's going to assassinate this queen. Might actually be able to get the Ultralisk Cavern here.
Oh, that could be a nice kill. Bbyong just continuing to push forward. Still a good amount of bank here for Dark, so don't count him out yet, but Bbyong is whittling away.
Certainly is. Drop finally cleaned up here. They both have just this massive bank, so it's all going to come down to how they use it and who takes the more efficient fights as this game goes longer, because once the banks are depleted, that's where we're going to see the real fights that matter. Oh, this is going to give him an explosion of mineral income again, that base.
Well, right now we do have 2 more bases going up for Dark, so he definitely knows that he needs to continue on his economy. His main and natural both might out. The 3rd almost completely gone. His 4th and 5th are fine. As for Bbyong, you know, he has 3 mining bases at the moment, so his economy is doing really great.
I think he almost has too many SCVs. He has 74 SCVs. That's making up a lot of his supply here.
You might be right about that. It may be time to start bleeding off some of the SCVs.
With all the extra command centers he has, you would think that he'd start thinking about that.
You know, the ultimate late game max for Terran, definitely a lot more supply in army than the other 2 races.
He's been using those starports only for medevacs so far, and he's added an additional factory, so he's gonna, it looks like, add a bunch of more Widow Mines too.
Right now, this army's getting a little bit scarier. Oh, and look at this, actually a very nice attack down here at one of the mine expansions of Bbyong.
Investors starting to get picked off. He's actually going to lose this hatch as well. Banelings and Muta's coming over, so he's got enough Mutas to actually chase these medevacs down. 1 full medevac goes. Looks like the other 2 will escape for now. Actually, no. 1 of the 2 down, and looks like the 3rd falls as well. That's a huge catch there. 3 full medevacs killed.
Yeah, that's quite painful, and a bunch of his SCVs were lost. One of those mining bases kind of done. He's really only got, all of a sudden, 1 base that's mining a lot. Of course, mules help to eat this out really quickly as well. But, right now, it's really starting to look Dark favored once again. Yep. Bbyong doesn't have that full army he needs. His income is just so badly hurt. And with 5 Infestors on the way, more Lings, more Ultras, and 22 Mutas still on the map, Dark has to be feeling pretty confident.
I'd say so. I mean, what can Bbyong do to get back into this game? He needs to take some good engagements with a bank he doesn't really have.
Yeah, he needs really good engagements. He needs his 13 Widow Mines to be together in some area and really decimate the Zerg army. Probably decimate it 4 or 5 times.
Besser escapes death.
Doesn't mean what you think it is.
No. Well, I mean, he's going to lose this army again here. Actually, no, what? Okay, for some reason, let the drones go there and then didn't send his army back, but now he finally cleans it up. This might be a killing blow here.
That's very painful. Still has quite a few. Oh! Well, that was, I mean, almost awesome.
Yeah, almost, like,
quite close to awesome.
These 3 Marines are doing a lot of work at the top right.
Yeah, but this is a really scary army that's chasing him down at the moment. Oh, a lot of Banelings actually hitting that Thor, so a little bit sloppy here from Dark.
Still a lot of Widow Mines to help tank those as well.
Look at these supplies, though, Wolf. Really in the favor of our Zerg player.
Yeah, he's just going to surround and kill the last of these Ultras, or rather the last of these Thors with his Ultras, and Fester's back here to support. And I think that's actually the nail in the coffin, because now he's upon the natural. There's so many Zerg reinforcements streaming across the map. Widowmine's not useful anymore here against these small groups of units, and
he's got 2.5 times the army supply at this point, and like really good units as well. There's just some Marines and Marauders left over. Almost nothing. GG. Dark taking game number 1. Really strong play here.
He's ready to repeat history. Take another 2-0, this time getting himself out of the group.
Yeah, he's... Dark is looking really good, man. By the way, I do want to point something out, because some people are still like, oh, you know, Terran's so weak right now. Zergs have actually been knocking Terrans out. That's what's been happening. It's not really a Protoss-based thing right now. It's really the Zergs that Terrans seem to have some trouble with. And as you can see, he beat Tails, lost to Dark once, and might lose to him again here.
Yeah. I keep dropping my water bottle.
Yes, you do.
It rolls. That's the problem.
All right.
Well, Frost is the map pick here for Bbyong. Not a bad pick, but I feel like he needs to get a lot of damage done early, because the late game of Dark has been his strength, his strong point. And I feel like he needs to... I want to see him make a Banshee again on this map, especially if they're at horizontal spawns.
Okay.
Just come across with a Banshee, do that Reaper, Hellion Banshee play. Maybe try to kill some Queens and get ahead like that, because I feel like just trying to play a more passive play with the eBays at the front, the fast third CC, just kind of chilling out, relaxing at his base, trying to get his macro up, is not going to be good enough to beat Dark here, in my opinion.
What do you think? Is there any possibility Bbyong will go for mech here?
Yeah, because he showed it in the previous series, but didn't go so well for him, and I don't know how much I really like mech on this map.
Okay. Well, let's see what he ends up choosing. This is his last shot. He's got to win here, or he's going down to Code A.